I mean, the grid is getting so strained that the utilities now are seeing the value of people having solar and people having batteries, because they're actually not here yet, but in California, they're actually paying homeowners money to be able to access their batteries and pull power out of it when they need it. And in return, they compensate you for that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking before. I think I asked you. They buy your electric from you, like the public service?
All the utilities do. This is a little bit of a different concept. Typically, and again, then I'll end with this. So net metering is, hey, my solar produces power, my house uses X. If there's any excess, it goes back out to the grid. That's on a month-to-month basis. It's a deposit, not right away. So it's an annual basis, and then on your anniversary date, which is the date that your system was turned on, the utility looks at your account and says, are there any unused kilowatt hours? If so, we will compensate you for them. In New Jersey, it's basically at a retail rate. Hey, we charge you 20, we'll pay you 3. In Pennsylvania, they pay you what they say cost to compare. So it's a generation cost. So in PICO territory, it's like 9 cents. It still doesn't represent the full value. It represents the cost that they would charge you to generate the power, which is fair, because they still have to deliver it to somebody else. It's still not the maximum value to you, because if they're charging you 20, if you use the kilowatt hour, that represents a 20-cent value, as opposed to giving it back, and that represents a 3-cent value or a 9-cent value. However, it doesn't make sense for you to say, well, I have extra, let me turn on all the lights so I use it all. I mean, that's not right either. But that's why it's really critical to size the system as close to 100%, or maybe a little bit beyond, if the utility will allow it, to make up for any degradation or future needs. That's the value of having the consultation. Yeah. Like David meets with people. There's so many variables, so many things depend on what your goals are, what your situation is. That's why sitting down and having that discussion is always a valuable thing.
You were saying, you were talking about degradation. So if I buy panels today, in 20 years, they won't be generating the same kilowatt hours?
They won't. Depending on the panel, it degrades anywhere from a 1/4 point to a 1/2 point.
Okay.
An example is one panel degrades 2% the first year and a 1/4 point every year after that. Another panel degrades 1% and then a 0.4% after that. But typically, the good panels will be at about 90% after 25 years, as it was day one. So it does. 90%. Oh yeah, it's not like it's going to be worth 20%.